Yo, 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 it's your boy Michael Trioteo, and I'm here with the Ghetto Flower Fresh Flowers podcast. You already know what it is. Got my main man Q in the building. What's good, broski?
Let's get it, bro. I'm excited.
Hell yeah. Very special episode today. I'm here with a very special guest, Ine'a J. What's up?
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Doing good. Welcome. So thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
So yeah, how have you been? What's new in the world of Ine'a J? I know this is your first time here at the Ghetto Flower, so just want to give you a couple minutes to introduce yourself and let the people know what's up.
Okay, well, I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for asking. My name is Ine'a J, aka the Pen Fairy. So singer, songwriter, artist, R&B, a little bit of everything. Multi-instrumentalist. I play piano, play since I was like 5 years old. Play a little guitar. I fake know how to play, so it's like I make it seem like I do, but I really don't know that much for real. What else do I do? Produced a little bit, still working on that, like learning. So I still like do some things like making loops, making beats on my own, and still like really like learn how to do it really, really well. So I can kind of like put it out there, a lot of collaborative stuff, working just on my craft, making new music. And that's pretty much what I do all the time.
That's
other
what's
than
up.
Outside things. So yeah.
So that's what's up. You seem like you're a well-rounded artist.
Yeah, I try my best.
So I guess take us back. Like, when did you really start caring about, I guess, music? Was it something that was a part of your lifestyle growing up? Your parents, siblings? Yeah. How did you really fall in love with music?
Basically, it's a really long story. I try to summarize because I ramble a lot. But
Sound good.
I been playing piano since I was like 5 years old. My family is like super musically inclined on both sides. So my mom's side of the family, they all singers. They all like the dad sings. So my granddad, he sings. They used to all kind of be in like groups and stuff like that. On my dad's side, well, my mom used to be a gospel artist as well over time. So my dad's side, he my grandfather, he played guitar like back in the day. So he was born in the 50s. So like during that time, he was like a lead guitarist. He played with like a lot of people like Earth, Wind & Fire, Ramsey Lewis is who he kind of like traveled with, like things like that. He was in like a group and played with a lot of different people, like Jackson 5 types of stuff. So my dad, that's his son. He was like really, really good producer, Chicago back in the day, doing things like that. He also used to like rap, but they kind of like went on to different pathways. So then my dad still did like all types of music. I don't know. He just was like an engineer, producer, like rapper over the time, and different types of genres and areas. So that's kind of how like I was always born into music in a sense. So they were going to put me in something regardless. First child, so I was always playing piano since I was 5. I used to be really shy. So like I wasn't singing until to the world. Until really like 2018, I'm not gonna lie, it's when I finally started like trying to post something, be like, well, let me show my talents.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when I got into like fully trying to pursue music in a sense. So
okay,
I've always been there.
Like who were like your musical influences?
Musical influences?
Yeah.
100% always Brandy. Me and my mom like love her, so she always put me on to her, and that's somebody I always attached to, and I'll say I would definitely see myself being influenced by, especially like vocally and just like loving her. Also, since I really like enjoy like songwriting is really something that's really big with me since like I would say like 2013. I would say people that I aspire in a sense is like 7 Streeter, like people that I love to see doing what I like to do, like being an artist in songwriting and stuff. Like Eric Bellinger, love what he does. Yeah. And honestly, like a newer person is like Ine'a J. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah,
but she like literally, she's like our age, and like she's written for like, her first song was Ring by Cardi B. She's done so many songs like Positions with Ariana Grande, Beyonce, like everybody, and just not even those people, but like Summer Walker too. Like, what's that song? Potential. She was even still like in the background, like singing, and you like hear her voice and stuff, but she like wrote the song. So yeah, that's pretty much. Dope.
So like, what gravitates you towards a song? Because, you talk about, the songwriting process. So, like, what gravitates you personally, like, towards a song?
When you say that, do you mean to, like, someone else's song that's, like, already out?
Yeah.
Okay, I would say I like certain specific types of songs, I would say, or, like, something that generally gravitates me. Something that's definitely, like, minor. Like, I'm, like, a sad girl. Like, I love the sad girl types of music. So, like, if it's something like that where you just start having that face where you like, this is hidden. Like, that's what's going to gravitate me. Definitely.
I feel you. And that's what kind of, like, made you gravitate towards Brandy.
Mm-hmm. Very like emotional stuff that you like really feel, not just like surface stuff, unless it just has like a really good like groove and like beat to it or something.
I feel you. I feel you.
Do you remember what that feeling was like writing your first song? And could you sort of talk us through that?
That's hard to remember because I've been like literally writing songs, even though they were like such on like a small scale since I was so young. My cousin and I, we used to like make this like girl group. We thought we were doing something. So we were like always just like when other people like, you know, your cousin come over and like you playing and stuff.
Yeah.
We was writing songs all the time and trying to like sing, make different like covers and versions of stuff, doing like YouTube, like everything that people are doing like now and stuff like we was doing back when we was like 8th grade. Like just like really wanted to do it. So I would say it was definitely something. The feeling was more so like probably a natural thing because it was something that you just like wanted to do because you love to do it.
Yeah.
So I guess like as a child, fun probably and like free to like express yourself.
Yeah.
I feel you. Expression is, you know, definitely important. And like when you like go back and like think about like when you were younger, like what like kind of, I would say it's kind of like similar question, like what gravitated you towards like this older sense of music, you know, like like because when I was younger, like I never like really like, you know, thought of like why I like this. Like I just probably just thought like, you know, my brother liked it or my mom liked it, so like what.
I feel like ever since I was younger, I was never the person to like generally like older styles of music. It was just something, if it was specific songs that I liked that were older that just kind of like clicked with me. So I would say still like the other answer I had, like if it was something that was like in that type of like minor sense or just like with that type of expression was something that I was just going to generally like, but not so like old school songs. Because when I was younger, I low-key never really liked the old like R&B 90s. So I was like, what is this? This is some mess. When I was a kid, I hated it.
For sure. So you talked about how like in 2018 you really started like putting yourself out there and like really showing your face. What were some of the like hurdles you had to like overcome to like, you know, bolster up that courage to put yourself on Front Street and like show the world?
I had so many hurdles. Like that's just a part of like the whole story of like me starting music, which is why I call it like my journey ever like since I've been posting stuff on like Instagram about like my first like song or like EP release, I was like, welcome to my music journey, blah, 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 because so many things were going on during that time. 2018 was when like my aunt passed away, someone that was really close to me. So she was a part of like that. And so just like that and experiencing you finally doing what you want to do. Like she was at my first studio session, helped me with like my first actual like supposed to be first song, because forever it wasn't my actual like first song I ever like tried to record. But during that time, hurdles, I would say like certain stuff was like things that you just don't know. You don't have like many resources. So like going places recording, working with engineers and people that are not actually like having your best interest or like taking your song, actually never giving it to you. Like I never even got my actual song back other than like rough mixes or stuff like that. Different things that were hurdles. I would say I was a very shy person. So that was one of the main problems. Like I wasn't really just shy overall for real, other than when I was younger, but like being shy about the things that I actually like, music in general. I was shy about my own like music and finally singing and showing people and stuff. So like it was hard to just like post you actually singing something, show people you actually do music before you actually put a song out there, so it's not just so like random. So that seems so weird, but it was like gaining the confidence to actually like be confident into doing what you been doing for so long and not being judged about it. So just like having that, taking the imposter syndrome away, knowing that like you are actually good at what you do. So that was one of the biggest hurdles. I would also say just like resources too in general. Like for a while, like I didn't know people for real who like did certain stuff, like producers. Like I wasn't able to like get beats or anything like that. It was like, how do you even get a beat? Well, let's go on YouTube, and now all of a sudden you don't really know how to like work around things. So it was just really like resources and things like that I didn't know.
No, that's a great point you brought up about like imposter syndrome. I feel like a lot of creators like kind of get stuck and are like hesitant to put themselves out there because they're you know, whether scared of what people may think or maybe they feel like they're not ready. So it's always like, you know, interesting to hear people's sort of stories as to how they got over that hump.
And since people are watching this, I just feel like advice on that, which is so important since I've been through that. Like, I would definitely say, like, what I told myself was I don't want to let myself die and literally never do what I've, like, always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And, like, even me, like, I grew up in, like, a Christian-based household, and, like, I didn't want to dishonor God and, like, not utilize the talents and the gifts that he gave me and just let them wither away, which is, I think, the word in the Bible for it. Mm-hmm. But I just didn't want to, like, do that because then it's just, like, well, I'm going to die and be so pressed that I've never even, like, lived my life or tried and, like, at least failed trying. And who's to say that I even fail about it? Because look who we are now.
Exactly.
Doing cool stuff.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
So, you know, that 2018, like, how did it feel to make that change? Because to me, like, you know, making that change is everything, you know? So how did it feel making that change?
It was scary because, like, I've never really, like, sung in front of people like that. Only sang, like, I used to play piano. Like I was saying, I play piano. So I used to play with the youth at my church and stuff like that. But I was never really, like, singing in the choir. I sang lead, like, one time at a Christmas whatever it is, I can't think of the word, but a Christmas program at church. Mm-hmm. But how it felt, I would definitely say it was scary, like I just said. I had another word in my head, I can't think of it, but I literally lost my train of thought.
It's all good.
But no, it's all good because, like, you know, making that transition, like, and I'm happy you did it. You know, it's definitely everything.
It is.
It's definitely everything. But so, you know, you started in 2018. Like, how was going through, you know, going to the pandemic, you know, from 2018 like to 2020? Like, how did your music change? Like, how was
I feel like, honestly, that was really a highlighting point for me. Like, I was in college during the time. Shout out to Mizzou. That's where I went for undergrad.
Okay, shout out Mizzou.
I would definitely say that was when I started, like, my brand, the repertoire. So that was when I kind of took into the headspace of, well, let me kind of center all the things that I like to do and actually take them seriously and pursue those things. And there were so many things that I liked. So, like, the repertoire was kind of like a platform for me to express all my creativity and the things that I do and, like, leverage them. So I had, like, I started off with, like, fashion because I wanted my own fashion brand. Mm-hmm. So I did that. And that was something so pivotal. I was able to get, like, a lot of press from, like, the Christian Science Monitor. Who We Are Now 2020 is actually a book about that coming out soon on Amazon in, like, March. And, like, other press and stuff about it or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so then it was, like, that. So, like, the e-commerce retailing I had on there, like, me, like, doing, like, photo shoots and trying to, like, get into, like, modeling and stuff like that. What else was it on, like, music, even though I didn't get to fully, like, put anything out during that time. But it was really, the pandemic was just letting me be able to, like, sit in the house and really, like, plan things and generate what I wanted to do, be able to, like, come to terms with what I wanted to create and how I wanted to do it. So really, like, honing in on it to, like, when the pandemic is over and even while we're still in a pandemic, to get going on what I was trying to do.
I feel you. So did you drop any music before Planet J?
So I dropped the song, my first single, Forever, for the Baddies. That was, I'm so sorry. That was before Planet J, but that single was on Planet J. So I dropped that song in 2021. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because, you know, Planet J definitely is the one. I didn't even know it was your first EP.
Really?
So yeah, that's dope. And we seen you at the Real One show.
Yeah, the Igloo.
Yeah, that was definitely fun.
Yeah. That was my
first show. Like, that was so fun.
Hell yeah. So talk about, I guess, leading up to Planet J. So this was, you know, post pandemic now.
Yeah.
What made you decide to say, you know, this is the time to put out a body of work to introduce yourself, you know?
I try to, like, create goals. Like, I was a business major in school, so, like, I'm always, like, trying to keep these organized, planning. How can I reach what I want to reach? So, like, I just get on my notes or I get in a Google Doc and I'm like, what do I want to do? Like, and at that time, my first goal was just to have a single because I wanted an EP overall. That was, like, my main goal in life somehow, because it was, like I was saying, like, I had zero resources to begin with. Yeah. It was so hard to even just, like, simply get something like that was so big to me. So I had to start smaller and was like, okay, that was a little difficult at the time to get so many songs. So I was like, let me just start off with this first single. So I would say post-pandemic, that was kind of really what it started out to be. That's kind of like opposite of the question, but it was more so like I had to create a goal to, like, get there.
Yeah.
And you, with Planet J, you had you talked about the single Forever that dropped. Like, what was the next single to come after that? And did you have the whole idea of calling it Planet J? Because, you know, the intro, you know, kicks it off. So, like, did you always have that plan?
I didn't always have that, but it just fell together so perfectly because, like I was saying, like, it was like my musical journey in a sense. Because this is like, regardless of people like, oh, I'm trying to do music because I want to be the next blah, 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 the next Beyonce. I'm trying to get this deal. I want to be signed here, like, be the biggest thing ever. It's more so something like that I'm going to be doing till like today I die, just simply because music is in me and it always will be. Sure. And it's what I love to do. So it was just like, it's like the journey and finally letting other people be invited into my world. So that's what I put on, like, just like marketing stuff, like welcome to my world and things like that. So I had to find a way to encapsulate how it was pretty much about me. And that sounds really like vain in a sense, but it was really taking a step in like being serious about myself and like just, I don't know, growing. So that's really what it was about. So it just really fell together. Plus, it was really cool to make it like space. And I was like, this is really giving. And really a lot of the stuff that I was even saying in the songs were like simple things about like space or like on this planet or something like. So I was like, it's perfect. It was meant to be.
Yeah, you throwing the words in there. But you start the track off with, you know, the intro and very atmospheric, and it goes into the single that you dropped before with Forever. So how did that single kind of come about?
Forever came about. So when I was telling y'all I could barely find beats, I had a first song. It was called Timeless. I put a snippet on Instagram before, but that ended up becoming like the beat got sold. That's when I didn't even know how to like work beats, blah, blah, blah from YouTube. So I had to let that song go. Had another song before that from 2018, but The Timeless was supposed to be my first song. And so then I finally got into it somebody, that I knew who actually like knew how to make beats and stuff like that. So finally like the first producer person or friend that I've like generated my own network. So he sent me these beats and I'm like, bro, you fire. Like, this is really, really good. So I was just writing to it during that pandemic time when everybody was getting COVID and I was at school and I was just like really writing. I was like, yeah, this is the one. And I was really messing with it. So when I got back from Missouri, I was able to like record and stuff over breaks. And so I just like really worked on it. And that's when I was like, okay, I see how hard it is to get a full EP. I'm just work on this song. And if I can get this song, that's what's going to be. And that's when I promised myself, like, no matter what, I'm going to make sure that I make this happen. I'm going to spend every single last dollar I got to getting this together. So that's kind of when I really like made that promise to like make sure that I don't give up on what I'm doing. So that's how it came about.
So Forever was the start.
Yeah.
I feel you. What song came after that? Do you remember like how
no.
it was recorded?
I think it might have been, I can't remember because that was probably like in 2021 when everything was like getting together. But I don't know, because some of the beats were like not all just from other producers. Some were like YouTube beats and stuff. But it could have been Pain because the same person, Easy, who made Forever, he made the Pain beat. So it's just like during that time, like I started seeing other beats and stuff like that. So that's probably how,
So when you're welcoming people to your world, like, are you trying to show just every side of you? Like, what are you really trying to show? Like, I guess with, you know, this.
I would say I'm definitely trying to show like different aspects. I would say the things that I like, the way like I like music, because it's like I don't think that the kind of music that I make fits generally like into a box of like other people and what they kind of think. Is more so like I want to do what I like and kind of put that out there. I would say like songwriting, I kind of feel like, I'm not gonna lie, that little bridge in Pain, it was a little too good. And I just really wanted people to hear that because I was like, tell me you're not thinking that this is some like real lyricism, because it was. I'm not going to toot my horn, but it was really giving. I'll say that. I didn't really get to add like my musical like productionary, I don't even think that's a word, aspect. So that's kind of like less resources. We'll get there later when I get the space to which I feel like I'm at now, where I'm probably able to incorporate things for like future projects. So that was more so just like introductory, showing people like, oh, you do have a nice voice, like you can put something else out that's decent enough with the low resource that you have. So like kind of
just playing off that, I feel you.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about too, there was only like one feature on the EP, and you had Free J on there. I actually discovered Free J from a different artist. But what's your relationship like working with him, and you know what made him be the only feature on the project?
And did you perform that at the Real Ones or no?
I did.
You did, right? Okay.
And I brought him up there because he's such a rare one. My literal first like show was his show at Cole's, and so he let me come up there and do our song. So like that was
showed just, the love back.
Yeah, like how could I not? That was just too real. I would say we went to high school together, so we weren't even really like that close in high school. But once like you know college passed that, and once I got into like music, like we became closer and things like that because we're like music buddies and things. So I put him on there because honestly, I wanted this project to be like all about me, blah, blah, blah. Let me just do that, this, etc. But I was just like, this song would not be good if he was not on it. Like, it just really like clicked with me. Like, you know, you hear a song, you be like, this would be good if Drake was on it. Yeah. I was like, this is going to be good if Free J on it. If you don't get on it, we're going to fight. So it's one of those. Plus, I was like, he's just such a cool, genuine person anyway. And so real, I was like, who better would it be to not be him?
For sure.
So, yeah. And he comes on there so clean. It's just it's such a clean
he's so
verse.
Professional. If anybody gets big off something, it has to be him. Like he's been working so hard, like been doing this for so long, and really just good at what he does. Like very inspiring. And that's somebody that like I really appreciated. Started music too, like when I didn't know much. So it's just somebody that I could go to like ask questions or just like look to for like how do you do stuff or what is something that like I could be doing better. Somebody that's actually at your best interest to like give you genuine feedback. So I really appreciate that. Definitely.
That's real. That's love, man. Honestly, because I don't know. I guess not a lot of people, but there are artists out there who are kind of like self-centered and no, I'm not helping you. Like, why would I help you? You taking out of mine, you know? So
that's another thing too. Like I learned like you really can't be like not asking questions. You have to like put yourself out there and put your pride aside or you will not level up. Like
facts.
You have to learn how to like not take people's like copying their swag, but like taking like knowledge from other people and like stepping stones from them to like create your own best thing because you're never going to get nowhere by yourself or like build an empire all on your own. Like you literally can. And I have to learn.
You need the success of others to be successful.
You definitely do.
For real.
For sure.
Real talk.
And you gotta open your mouth and ask. You won't receive nothing.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
They literally don't. And that's why people are always asking me like, how did you do this and that? And it's just kind of like, I literally had to ask because I did not know.
Yeah. Right. Figured it out. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's crazy because like how did you get on the Real One show?
That started.
Shout out Ben. Shout out everyone at the Real One. Shout out Project Philo.
They the real ones. I would say at first I didn't even know Ben, so I have a mutual friend. Like with Free J and everybody, we all kind of like knew each other from the past. He actually went to Mizzou. To his namesake, he introduced me to Ben at whose show was it? I think it was, I don't remember. Well, we were somewhere, he introduced me to Ben. And that's kind of how I started. So like building that network and creating that relation. And so we just were like cool over time and like, you know, getting to know each other. And then they reached out to me. After I reached out to them, I was kind of like, if you guys, that's me putting myself out there once again. If you guys have a show coming up whenever and need some performers, let me know because I'm going to be one of the ones ready to do it. And they were like, we got one coming up. And I was like, put me on the line. Already.
So how was that? You know, that's your first time performing.
That was
I love that all these are first for you.
I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. It was literally so fun. Like I've gained so many new friends over the time. And so I got to literally perform with like one of my really good friends now, Sydney August. Like she's the best.
Super dope.
Yeah, like that was so fun. Like I just really, that whole experience was like, I don't even have a word for like gratifying. It's not even the word because it was just so much like love in one area. Get to doing what you love to do. Like I was really prepared for it, like practicing and things like that. So I really been able to do it and do something well and incorporating other aspects. Being surrounded by people that you love too. Like my family was able to come, my friends. It was just so much fun. Like I would replay that over and over.
That's sick. Yeah.
And I will say you're a great performer, by the way.
Thank you. I was definitely nervous.
Yeah. One thing that I love to do is I love to hear people's music and then see if it compares to them in person. That is my favorite. My favorite thing to do now because I'm telling you, if most of the time people sound better in person. But you could get some.
You think so? I usually think the other way around.
I feel like because people surprise me. I'm like, damn, that's true. Like this is crazy. Like, but you know, you get those people that you like, wow, like I need to just listen to you. No, like I need to listen to you on the headphones. You feel
oh my God.
Yeah, but you know, it's like I love that, and like definitely with your music, you could perform.
That's why I wanted to make sure, because I was like, I get really, like, it's just specifically with musical things that I would get really nervous. I would get up on the stage, get behind the mic, and all of a sudden, now you sound shaky and you can't sing. And it's just like, I can actually sing in real life, like, not even just like in a studio thing. So that's why, like, I wanted to make sure that didn't get surpassed, especially being your first one, because I felt like, this is your first real show. Like, if you mess this up, you ain't gonna get no other ones.
I feel you. I feel you. Because I'm telling you, that's everything. But go ahead, bro.
But now I wanted to get into, like, so you dropped this project, Ine'a J, in 2022. We're almost at the end of January, so the first month of 2023. What is, like, the plan? What comes next? You know, more shows, more visuals, more collaborations. What are you working on?
I've been definitely planning that. I feel like during this time period, I've been working on, like, new music, but I've also just been, like, doing a lot of collaborative stuff and working on my craft overall. So, like, getting my music equipment I got during my time when I was in grad school. So, like, learning how to this is gonna be so long of a story, my God. I'm trying to summarize everything. But like some things, for example, like when I didn't have as many like resources and stuff I was talking about. So like constantly like going to the studio to do things that you needed other people to do. So like throwing money down the drain over and over and over and over again. So I had to like get my own music equipment, and that's something my granddad helped me with, like the best investment I ever could have made so that I could record at home. So like it's really been like generating more content because like I didn't have as much content, and all those songs were what I could only get based off not having beats. So like it was really like connecting with other people, so like other producers, and now like I'm getting beat packs into me, like people just want to work with you, so it's really like not overwhelming but so fun to like be able to like finally create and do it myself, learning how to do it as well. So it's really like learning is what I've been doing in that time until now, getting into like making new music, learning really like getting back into like producing and stuff, because I was kind of doing when I was like younger, but like that's when you're younger, so you need to like learn how to do it now and like get better at it. So I was really like trying to do that. That's really what I've pretty much been doing. But like this plan, I definitely plan to drop new music. So what I've been working on, I have like content to drop, but it's really been like building the content, and I do plan to like get a new drop out and like generate content for the new drop, but it's a lot of planning and stuff to like do with that. Plus it's like everything's financial.
Yeah, hell yeah. You gotta invest for real.
That's why I had to get a job. Like during that whole time period since I graduated in August, I had to like get a job somehow. I was out of work for like 6 months, so I didn't have no coins, so I really couldn't do too much is what I'm saying. So it's really just like building yourself up to do the plans.
No, hell yeah.
Planning, and you're definitely going to prosper from planning.
Hell yeah.
I will defindetate tell you that. But I think we're going to end it on that note. We definitely appreciate you sliding, and we appreciate just your body of work and just everything that you're continuing to do.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate you for having me. This was so fun.